Be coming out of tonight. The remaining 5 slots filled tomorrow before at-large qualifying. What you guys are going to be doing out here on the track is pretty simple. Shano is going to be our first qualifier as defending champion. Rita, as the track marshal, will go second. That way we get them out of the way and they're ready to run the show. Here's how it's going to work, guys. You've got one out lap and you got one hot lap to put in your time. When you're on deck, the marshal on the pit lane is going to tell you, Carlin, you're on deck. Get ready to go. What you have to do is you have to start your car rolling, like drive out of your box, hit your options button, and hit return to pit lane. That way it resets your fuel and everything. So you drive out of the box, options, return to pit box, and then you're ready to go. They're going to have you roll it down to the end of the pit lane at the blend line and stop. And you'll be holding it there. Just hold it on the brake, no revving your engine going crazy, just hold it in position. When the car ahead of you starts their hot lap and makes it up through the cutting, that's the hard left-hander, turn 1, 2, 3, then they're going to start you rolling on your out lap. And by the time you come around to the green flag, the guy will be off the track in front of you. You'll get the green flag, and you've got the one hot lap. When you are finished, please stay in the room. I'm sending. It's going to be a public party that says SCL Bathurst 500 qualifying. That's the broadcast booth. If when you're done with your run, you want to join up in there and put it on party chat and let me interview you, join you in the broadcast, that's fine. I'll have that room open. But definitely stay in the room. We'd like to keep that top 10 on the board reflecting where we're at as far as the top 10 in qualifying. We're going to have other guys coming in, guys from 11 through 15 that have already gone that aren't in the top 10. We'll send those guys out to make room for the drivers that have to come in to do the spots. All the rookie drivers, you guys have obviously first dibs on positions in the special event, the Legends of Bathurst. So even if you get asked to leave the room, hang around, you'll get an invite. And we should all be good to go. Otherwise, hang out, come on in the booth and watch it with me. When you're done, I'm going to give you your order that I have and add any names I need to add, Rita. So marshals, get your list and double check with me. Check off as I go. Starting off will be Shane. Second is Rita. Third will be CM Outcast. Fourth will be Aaron CW. And Aaron, please do come into the booth when you're done. Yep. Flat Out going fifth. Muttley will be going sixth. I think that's Obi. It says 1 on my auto type, so Obi's going to be seventh. Baron eighth. Cat Guy's not back, so Hossack is ninth. Rob Disco 10th. Ben 11th. Roasta 12th. O'Brien 13th. Dale the Whale 14th. Progar 15th. F1 Racer Link 16th, and then we'll cycle in anybody else who makes their way through. Do we not have F1 Racer Link in here? We do not. All right, let me.
Anyway.
What's that?
The room is full. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
I got me and Rita because I had to get up and get a pen. And then who's after Rita to Muttley?
Oh shit! All right, hang on. Let me handle this. I gotta.
Well, Carlin is redoing his brain. Yeah. Can I say something real quick? If you overshoot the line, don't reverse back into the pits.
I don't.
So it's you first, me second. Outcast third. Aaron fourth. Flat Out fifth. Muttley sixth. Did you get all the rest then, or do you want me to carry on?
No, go after Hossack.
Hossack is ninth. Rob Disco is 10th. Ben is 11th, which he's not in the room by the way. so he might have to jump in. Roasters.
No, he's here.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
My apologies. Brian 13, Dale the Whale 14, Progar 15, and F1 Racer Link 16.
And Cat Guy is going to be down there too, as he's going to might show up during the session. Cat Guy's also on our list. Let me get queued up here. All right, so that's the rundown. Everybody understands the instructions, I'm hoping. And wish you guys the best of luck. Are you okay for me to jump in the booth, Rita? You guys are good?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll ask Shano. Shano, can you run the pit lane for me tonight?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. I'll fill you in on it.
Yep.
Yeah, Shano or Muttley both are well versed in it. All right, guys, I'm gonna start you off. Well, you guys know what you're doing. Just getting them out and queuing them up. All right, guys, best of luck to you. I'm gonna go ahead and queue up the room here.
Since I'm far back on the backside there, I'll just go ahead and join you until it gets closer to my time, Carl.
That's fine, no problem. I'm gonna let the room load before I switch over though, so I don't cause any undue stuff. It's going to be a big tradition, but it's a new one. This is only the second Bathurst 500. Shano's win last season was the inaugural one. And it's important as a Rolex Endurance Cup race too, as the first round of that, because the remaining Rolex Endurance Cup races, they're all multi-class. So even a bad race, the worst you're going to do in points is 7th or 8th. You can really put yourself in a hole for the Endurance Cup this season at this race because it's single class and you could finish 15th. You know what I mean? So getting a top 5, top 10 finish is vital if you're planning on running for that championship. All right, I'm going to hop over. Best of luck to you guys. All right, folks, here I am at the Bathurst 500 qualifying. Tomorrow night, Saturday, February 2nd, will be the big race itself. We're setting the top 10 in the field. The remaining entries will have a chance at the final 5 spots in at-large qualifying tonight. It is the first round of the first race of SCL Season 25. It is the first round of the Rolex Endurance Cup, which includes a Daytona Continental, the 4 Hours of Spa, the British Sports Car Championships at Silverstone, and the 4 Hours of Le Mans at the end of the season. Our opening driver here for qualifying will be has the right as the defending Bathurst 500 champion. It's your SCL Season 24 Bathurst 500 champion, Shano Kano of Renaissance Racing, who will lead the inaugural lap. He was your pole sitter and race winner last season. I expect him to put up a time here that everyone will be chasing all night long. And we urge you to stick around afterwards as we have the Legends of Bathurst special events, a pair of sprint races in the vintage touring cars. But for now, it is all business in getting into tomorrow's Rolex Endurance Cup race, the Bathurst 500. A little background on the Bathurst 500. It's 83 laps at 500K. These guys going to have to spend 30 laps out of the car with the AI co-driver running in that particular event. But finally getting started, the SCL Silver Anniversary season of Season 25. While he rolls out, let me send an invite here to one of my booth mates. And we'll get right back on it here. Party settings should be public. All right, Shano Kano heading out on the track. The defending Bathurst 500 champion entering his 4th SCL season. He has had a heck of a resume. Last season was his breakout season. He won 5 races in the Camel GT series. Went on to be the SCL 24 Camel GTE champion with several big wins. And his first major win in the SCL was last season at this event. And joining me in the booth is Progar. Welcome.
You must be talking about Shano.
Oh yeah, Shano had a breakout season last season for Renaissance. GTE Championship, won 5 races, captured this event. He's out on his warm-up lap now.
Yeah, I don't think he ever had a car work right for him the entire season, so he had to win.
Yeah, no, he had a he was the I'm known for calling it. You know, I've been in the league since season 12. That's a long time. I'm known for calling. I called it last season. This season, I'm not yet ready to make that assessment. I will name guys who are on that short list. Guys like Daz are on that short list. You know,
Daz and Shano both are high quality, so I expect at least a few wins out of him this season.
Yeah, Daz has yet to get on a victory board. I will bet on it this season, but we'll see how it goes. This is let's talk Rolex Endurance Cup though, as that's what this race is for. This race, the Bathurst 500, then the Daytona Continental, which is part of the Camel GT series, then the 4 hours of Spa, the British Sports Car Nationals at Silverstone, and then the 4 hours of Le Mans at the end of the season, and a variety of cars. That is what makes up the Rolex Endurance Cup. So while this is the only V8 race, it is the first race of that championship. All those races have 2 things in common. They're exceptionally long, and you have to use your co-driver. Well, here comes Shano to the line to take the green flag, our first qualifier for SCL Season 25 Bathurst 500. And we are officially underway in SCL Season 25. As he's going to come through, let me pull up my track map is what I need to have here. As he comes down the mountain straight towards Griffin Bend. He is exceptionally quick through here. Look at him not to dip below the mid-80s in floor speed. Got down to like 83, but very, very good there through Griffin Bend. Here comes the beginning of the tough part. You've got the cutting right there on the left. That is one of the big trouble spots on the track. Sweep through Quarry Corner, and then it's the climb. And Shano's among the best at this track at that.
I believe he tried to redecorate the wall on that one there. Came through pretty fast.
I'll be honest with you. I think Shano knows that he's quick enough that even if he messes up and scrapes a few walls, he'll still make the top 10. Even a bad lap. I think that's what he's betting on, and he's going for a pole. He's going hard and hoping that nobody can catch it. There are a few guys on here who have run his times in practice over the week. He's been at the top of the chart most of the time, but he has not been alone at the top of the chart most of the time.
Last year, I was racing against Warren. He had me on fresh tires, but he had a pretty good finish back there too. I think he ran into the same problem a lot of other drivers did, was the co-driver kept hitting for tires.
Yeah, there was a lot of trouble in that first race, no doubt.
Oh, yeah, it was bad, but I think he would have been up higher. I think he finished 5th. I was 6th, I think.
Yeah, I hear you there. In practice this week, I can tell you, Shano, along with myself, who's not running, Warren, O'Brien, have all been up there near his lap times. All right, here he comes to the line. 2:07.839. That is a conservative lap, but it is on hard tires. So we expect to see guys in the 2:07 to 2:11.12 range. But Shano with a 2:07.839 sets our initial pole time. Let's go to our second one on the track as Rita St. James is on her outlap. Rita St. James entering her 9th SCL season, running for JME Motorsports. She is the SCL Season 23 Indianapolis 500 champion and IndyCar Series champion. 6 career wins in the IndyCars, 2 wins in the Winston Cup Series, and 1 career Camel GT win. She has been under the weather with the flu bug most of this week and has not put in the standard amount of test time, although she does have the team data, which should serve her well should she make the race. As she goes green and opens up the track, CM Outcast will be our on-deck driver. Let's hit the chase cam. Oh, I'll keep you in line, don't worry. I get on the chase cam here with Rita to see what she's seeing going up the track as she comes towards Griffin's Bend. She's going to run a conservative race in these cars, but her floor speed really not that much off of Shano's. She was very conservative on the outlap. struggling there a bit in the cutting. As she starts to climb. Slides off into the sand a little. The key thing here to remember too, guys, if any of you drivers are watching, you mess up, keep going. You know, you don't know if half the field's going to have a bad lap. And that if you can gather it back together and still put up a decent time. We've seen some crazy times make the field in races for that very reason, that guys overdid it in qualifying. I'm going to take her down through Conrad here and the Chase Progar. What are you looking at when you're in the car at this point?
The car in front of me. I mean, basically, it's just I'm already thinking about the next corner. You know, through here flat, and then quick pull to the right, downshift, brakes, don't lock them. That's all I'm thinking. And,
I got you.
Come in here, maybe a little bit wider. You know, just try and carry as much as you can through. That's the goal, anyway.
I hear you. These are all entry-exit turns, really. You got to be smooth on it. As she's going to come to the line, let me get some times down here. Shane ran a 207.839. And Rita, 211.846. Steady time in the qualifying trim of the hard tires. Not bad. Puts her currently second on the board, as in the meantime we're going to jump back now trackside as CM Outcast of the newly formed AMG Motorsport. CM is, of course, a league veteran. He goes back about, I believe it's his fourth or fifth SCL season. First season with the newly formed AMG Motorsports in the green Britkins Ford Falcon, and he's coming to the line to start his lap. On deck is his teammate and team owner, Aaron, who will be with us shortly in the booth.
I know one of the things that I've had an issue with the cars is remembering it's a solid rear end, so you can't put the power on too early. You got to kind of roll through the corner, straighten it out, and then go.
I will agree with you 100% on that, because last season I ran this race and I struggled with the car. I think I qualified 9th and I finished 8th. I had a hard time with it, and some of the Aussie drivers, they were taking me aside during practice, and they were saying, you got to understand how this rear end works, you got to understand this is how you got to drive it, and you know, pretty much went in one ear out the other come race time. I am not running this season, but I did run the testing this week for my team, and they were 100% right. I was in the top 2 or 3 on the speed chart all week long in practice by applying exactly what they told me. So you're right. You've got the roll bars you can mess with that can help with that a little bit, but that fixed rear end means that the car feels boxy, and doesn't have the normal slide that you're used to.
Yeah, it doesn't have that snap to power. It has a snap to spin if you're putting it down really early.
Exactly. You just got to be real smooth, and it's a lot like the reason I did better this season when we got here in practice and made me kind of regret working the booth was that you have to drive it like you drive an oval car. You have to go in easy. You got to accelerate coming out of the corners. The better you do that, the faster you're going to be, and that's really the key here. As CM comes down through the chase, he'll be hitting Murray's corner here momentarily, as his teammates out on the track and warming up, and we are going to get his final time here. CM Outcast of AMG Motorsports, Bathurst 500 qualifying time will be 2:10.105. A solid run puts him currently in second place. 2:10.
One of the concerns I have today is I haven't touched this track since last year. Just haven't had an opportunity to turn a lap. Got home just a little too late for practice. This is going to be interesting.
If you don't make the top 10, I tell you, we will have warm-ups open. We'll have warm-ups all day tomorrow before the at-large, and you'll have more time to warm up for it, no doubt.
Oh, yeah. I'm not too worried. I mean, not having driven this track, I should hopefully remember the track. shouldn't have any bad habits picked up with him on lap time.
I hear you. As Aaron CW, a rookie driver who formed his new team, his own team, AMG Motorsport, signed up some good drivers. He's got 3 of them here right now tonight. Yeah. I'm not sure if Wildebeest will be showing up, but maybe tomorrow.
I
but
did see him online. We'll see if he shows up.
But yeah, 3. He's coming out strong here with 3 cars. Aaron has shown speed, but like a lot of young rookie drivers in the league, he reminds me a lot. Flashback about 10 seasons. He reminds me of Twindy when Twindy started. Pace. He's got the pace to run with the leaders. He's not there yet of doing it for 200, 300, 400, 500 kilometers. That's something that takes time. That's the reason that a lot of guys who are used to being, I win all the time in the public rooms, get rude awakenings when they get in the SCL, because you have a whole field full of drivers who can basically dominate in a public room. And it's because in those type of sprint races, the special events, the club events, those things are 10 laps, 20 laps. You can get hot, pull away from the field, and survive your mistakes. On a long race, it's like they say in basketball, ball don't lie. In a long race, it comes back to you. He's a guy who I believe he's got the enthusiasm, and I believe that he may not light the world on fire this season, but season 26 and 27, with a season to data behind him, could be a real contender as he comes up here down Conrad to the chase. We don't have split times.
He is definitely a good, solid driver. I enjoy running with him. He definitely makes life easy and interesting at the same time.
Oh, he's got his name in the books a few times, as a lot of rookies will.
Oh, yeah.
But
I know, we weren't able to make the NASCAR race, or I wasn't.
210.760. 210.760. A good run for Aaron, puts him currently 3rd on the board.
Same with the other rookie, Ben. All 3 of us were running in a public lobby and went sideways, but we were able to work together through it. And fortunately, there was an incident with Ben spun out, but willing to work together. Definitely wants to perform.
Yeah,
perform well.
It's an SCL guy. He's willing to put in the time and the practice it takes to get there. He wants to challenge. Speak of the devil, and he appears as Flat Out comes to the line. Flat Out running for Renaissance Racing, teammate to Shano. As we welcome Aaron CW to the booth, 3rd place time with a 210.760. As we let's take the chance here to. He had to go unexpectedly, no problem. All right, Aaron, tell us about your lap time. Looked like a real solid, consistent time.
I was just going for that. I'm still shaking. Heart's going about 100.
And if you're watching the broadcast too, guys, check their volume levels for me. Let me know if somebody needs to go up or down. Go ahead, Aaron.
Just trying to keep it clean, get a lap in, better get a solid lap in, and hopefully people make some mistakes and get in. Like we saw with Rita, mistakes and all the place.
No, that was a very smart way to play it. Do a time you're just to try to get in the field. When you're someone who, haven't seen, Shano might have laid it out, but he's real confident here at his home track. But I think running a consistent lap is obviously the best choice, and just making sure you're in the field. He does. He's been very smooth all the way down. He's another rookie driver. Well, he did run a few races last season. I believe with the rookie classifications are going to allow him to be classified as a rookie this season. I'm not sure yet. That'll be officials meeting, but for our intents and purposes, he is one certainly in this race as he hits Conrad. And looks like he can move himself up the field quite a bit if he can stay smooth through the chase. Got Muttley on deck.
So off just a little bit on the splits.
Yeah, if you want to keep on your screen the splits up, Progar, and update us, that'd be great.
No worries. I'll do that.
All right, Flat Out comes down to the line. Great time, 209.382.
Beat Shano on sector 3.
209.382. That puts him second on the board, and Renaissance Racing is 1-2 on the board currently. Great job by Flat Out, the rookie driver with a fantastic lap. Let's hope we get him in here. As another Renaissance driver, Muttley, is now on the track. Muttley, a SCL veteran entering his 4th season. And if there's one track and one car that Muttley's a contender in, this is it. And if it rains, I'd bet the farm on him being a top 5. Yeah. Want to give Flat Out an invite? Let him know if he wants to come in. Oh yeah. Actually, I have to, but I can't break this thing. You could always just message him or something if you feel like it. Not a big deal, they were told. Hopefully we'll get him in here. He ran a great lap as Muttley comes up through.
Got a bit loose. Oh, the wall.
Came in a little hot.
There's Flat Out. It's a big track, guys. I think 1 or 2 mistakes and you can still run. Shano was not perfect by any means. You can run it well. Well, Flat Out, welcome. Renaissance Racing's Flat Out, the rookie driver with a fantastic lap, 209.382, putting you second on the board currently. You must feel pretty good about that one. No, great run. This is obviously a home race for you. Whereabouts in the down under are you located, and about how far from this track? On the New South Wales, yeah. I'm a Yank who's actually good at geography, so unlike a lot of the viewers, I probably know. You probably live near Perth. Yeah, Perth on the west coast, yeah. Bathurst is a little inland in New South Wales, I believe. As here
Personally,
comes...
I've met most of the drivers from Adelaide.
All right, Muttley with a 2:11.484. That's a solid time.
Yeah, he made that up in the second sector, or the third sector, I mean.
All right.
What was his first sector?
I wouldn't even count Shano's lap. It's just a miracle that he banged a 7. Yeah, that's pretty much my goal tonight too.
You did a great job, and you got to remember too, the race pace is going to be a lot different. Guys have different setups on the car in the race. We're going to see 205s to 207s at race pace. It's going to be a lot different.
And co-drivers.
Co-drivers, exactly. As here comes Obi, another rookie driver. Obi is brand new to the SCL. He's run some support races and trying to make his first major event as he takes the green flag. As of right now, you got 6 names on the board, topped by Shano, bottomed by Rita, but there's very little gap there, 2.5 seconds between 2nd and 6th, which sounds like a lot, but this track is the length of 2 tracks, so 2.5 seconds is more like a second. So it's very, very close. We've got a veteran coming up on deck in Baron von Stosch. We'll get to in a moment, but let's give Aaron some airtime here. Tell us what you see when you're going through the track. I'm going to get on the chase cam as you're coming up to the climb.
You come up here, you can very quickly find the wall up right here. Very careful, very careful. You're not much grip. Just try to bring the car and get back and try to keep it in the lane. As you see now, trying to keep her in, so you don't run out wide on the curve and you find your braking point, turn in, turn back, and find the braking point. Careful, you don't run wide with the wall.
very good corner there. Held on very well. So I'll give you the same question, Aaron, that I gave Flat Out, because I actually have relatives over there. What part of the Emerald Isle are you from?
I'm from Ireland.
I know, that's what I said. Emerald Isle, yeah.
Yeah.
Ireland, what part?
I'm from the southeast.
I have relatives. I'm one of those Yanks who's one whole side of my family is all like first generation immigrants. I'm like first, second generation. And I have relatives from Belfast, Dublin, County Cork, County Kerry.
Clare, Limerick, and Cork.
Just one tip: if when you say Cork, it's Cork.
Yeah, well, I got an American accent, so.
Yeah.
All right, Obi puts it down. He goes 2:13.587. It's a slower time, but it was a conservative time that makes sure one is down. And now we're going to get an on-board run here. Baron von Stosh, as he comes onto the straight, I'm going to ride him in the cockpit mode around for this track inside the V8 Ford Falcon. Baron, a former winner. He's a SCL Season 23 Winston Cup champion, and last season he was the SCL 24 Camel GT champion in the LMP1 class. Daytona Continental winner in the past.
And he's
P2.
fast.
P2, you're right. It's P1 this season. He was P2 last season. So Baron has a heck of a resume.
He's the best of the rest this season.
So he's a definite contender. He's one of the guys who has a shot. Yeah, he has a shot. Baron's not known. He has a hell of a resume as he's entering his fourth season. As I said, he's won. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but it's.
He's already got Shano by half a second on sector one. Oh, he hit the wall.
Bangs the wall a little bit.
Shano hit the wall too.
We'll have to see how it plays out. He's ahead right now. Baron's not known for being a qualifying racer. He's more like me. He's a guy who will qualify 5th or 6th and then race his way to the front. He's not known for being super fast in qualifying, but right now he's looking very, very sharp as he comes down to the final climb, gets down to Forest Corner. Very good.
Downshift off the hill.
On to Conrad and through the chase.
Nice and smooth. Definitely got a chance. He's about 3/10 up. Still 2/10 faster overall.
The chase here is the key.
Yep.
This is the lap right here.
Yeah, it's conservative through there.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got as Baron von Stosh from Apex Motorsport comes to the line with. There it is, 2:07.799, and we have a new pole sitter. 2:07.
Shano had him on 2 and 3, but he made enough in 1.
2:07.799 for Baron von Stosh. Puts him on the pole. Got nobody on the track.
Let us worship at the altar.
Great job, Baron von Stosh from Apex Motorsports. With the pole sitting time by 41 thousandths of a second, he ekes out Shano for the pole as it sits. Baron, tell us how you did that, man. That was a hell of a lap.
Well, I'll tell you how I started out, just my out lap. So going into, I believe that's the second corner after that long straight, my foot actually slipped off the brake pedal and went in between the throttle and brake, and it hurt like no other. Oh God, it still hurts. But no, just I don't know how I did that.
It was great.
That was a great run. You were ahead a lot of the way down, as you probably saw in your splits, and we knew coming into the chase you had a shot at it, and it was a hell of a run. He's just eked him out, and that's exactly the kind of drama we love to see on here. So, yeah, you're welcome to hang out if you want. It's up to you.
What's going on?
Oh, jeez.
Or I can. Just we got like nobody driving right now.
Yeah, they're waiting. They're probably waiting to queue somebody up. Hossack?
Haas had a problem with his. I think he had his controller on when he joined the room, so he's redoing some of that stuff. They're giving him a little grace period.
Yeah, no worries. He'll be on in a moment. So we go straight from Barron to his teammate in another car that has a shot at the pole.
Yeah, those two. I won't be ashamed to admit it. Those two are my idols when it comes to this game. Hossack and Barron both drive ridiculously stupid fast in anything you put.
Yeah, they can run all-arounders. All-arounders, no doubt.
Yeah, if we're...
Not quite alien, but you're almost there.
Well, let me tell you something about running these...
Let
me tell you something about these cars. They're running in this league. There's been with the notable exception, there's two guys we had for a long time, and you see their names all over the record book. So Wokey 96 and JB Stig. Those guys made the alien thing work in here. But when you have your own type of settings, your own specs and all that, we've seen numerous guys in that classification come in here and take off after 2 or 3 races because they couldn't get the hang of it. Those guys do a great... It's not just that they go fast, it's that those guys go fast for 300, 400, 500 kilometers when necessary. You know, that's the key. They can do it over a long haul. And I was telling them before your run, Barron, I was saying Barron's Barron's a lot like me, not known for being a burner in qualifying. You know, qualify 4th, 5th, 6th, and then race your way up. But you put on a scorcher right there. First upset of the week.
Hossack just joined. Yeah.
We'll get him ready to go. He's our next run.
I mean, not to put anyone down in the other room. For me, that felt slow.
Yeah, I messed up on the corner.
You got to remember though.
We know. We get it.
Yeah, you got to remember though too that you're running on the qualifying settings and not your race settings. The race settings are faster.
I know. I thought you said you liked the drama.
Yeah. All right, Hossack's out on his warm-up lap now.
Let's see what his splits are compared to Barron.
Well, he's on the warm-up. He's not going to have any splits. He's just warming the tires up
I'm just
getting set.
looking ahead.
Yeah, I know my time was slow because I did a shitty corners.
I was reading YouTube and listening to Sirius, and I'm so sick of the NFL that I've been listening to the NASCAR radio. They were talking about Jeff Gordon and how, his whole history behind going from sprint cars and possibly doing Indy, going to, the Busch, and then, NASCAR or Winston Cup.
Oh yeah, it's interesting.
Really cool. I mean, I was watching him, I remember watching him and hating him because he was so good. But now, looking back, he was an amazing driver. And the fact that now he's in the broadcast booth, co-owner, I mean, he's...
Oh, yeah. No, the story with Gordon and Tony Stewart are the perfect stories of how American open wheel racing lost its way back in the 80s and 90s. Jeff Gordon was as good as they came in the Silver Crown Series, which is the best sprint car series in the world. And he was extremely quick. He had a number of deals, man. He had a deal actually. Team Green in IndyCar offered him a 2-year deal, tied in with the Formula One team that they were testing for. That he would come run it. It was after 1997. It would have been a contract for 98, 99 for him to run 2 years in IndyCar, and based on how it went, possibly have an F1 ride in 2000.
He was telling a story about when he was, the first time he was in, I think it was a Sprint Cup car. He took it out, lapped it, and he was terrified. Didn't want to get back in the car. His stepdad made him get back in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in the sprint car. It was like, wow, okay, cool.
Those are scary. As Hossack takes the green here. No, it is. Sprint cars, I ran quarter midgets and stuff that's like that. And cars that go well over 100 miles an hour, even though you're basically sitting on a piece of metal with a seat and a little roll cage around it. And they are scary. That's the last time I was in a real race car, I flipped a quarter sprint car 6 times. So it's
easy there. Faster than Shano. I think we're right about with Aaron.
Yeah, he's right there as he comes through, goes through the cutting. All right, as Hossack.
Oh, 2/10 up from Baron.
He's got his splits on. He'll know where he's at and how much he has to push towards the finish. But you can easily lose it in Forest Corner, Forest Bend, or the Chase. So this is where he's really got to dial it in. Picking up that speed down Conrad. Now comes the key part on the Chase.
Ooh. 44,194 to Stosh's 45.3.
Oh.
He may have it.
Oh my goodness. He's going to be at least low 7, high 6.
You got to remember those numbers, so sometimes can be misleading on the splits. They won't quite be accurate. There's tracks I've been at where it keeps telling you you're half a second up. And then, but I think he's got it. He's been quick, hasn't touched anything. Let's see what he's got. Hossack to the line. There it is, 206. 206, 723.
A second faster.
Lightning quick.
Here we go.
That was, yeah.
There it is, new pole sitter. As Hossack takes the pole.
No.
Oh, Rob.
All
right, we got the next.
My way around the track.
All right, we got the next driver coming up here. Let's see, Rob, Ben Roast. Okay, I see where we're at. Rob Disco, rookie driver independent. He is going to be taking the green flag this time. Rookie driver making his official debut. He's run some support races and preseason races. Definitely a guy who's going to be fighting on the bubble. Just using ABS, and I'll be honest with you, I know everybody's got their own way of doing it. I think that's your first mistake here. Not at least having some traction control with the way these things flip around, but maybe there's a method to his madness here. Well, then when you're using spec settings, you got to, we do what we do to make the racing work. But ultimately, it's up to the driver. As he comes through the cutting, doesn't look too bad as he starts to climb. You can tell he's a little wobbly, but you can tell he's just trying to put in a smooth lap. He doesn't have to win the pole. Right now, he's the 10th time on the board.
Oh, into the wall.
Yeah, takes the wall hard.
Well.
You just want to get yourself a little leeway, get a little bit up on the top 10.
Into the wall again.
I think part of this too is to not look at the times. If you look at the top 5 times, or even the top 3, you're gonna. I gotta push it.
Oh, there he goes hard into the wall, going down into Forest Bend.
But I think if you just not look at the left, don't look at the timing and scoring. Just look at your.
Just run a smooth lap. Yeah, there's going to be a wide difference in times because of the size of this track. So, don't pay attention to it. Just put in a smooth run. Now he's still got a shot here to move up a spot or two. He's fighting it slow there through the Chase, though.
Yeah, he lost 4 seconds.
All right, Rob Disco comes to the line. I believe he's going to have the 10th time, depending on if he can beat Obi. Well, 2:17.699 is going to be that's going to be a precarious position, and we may have to see him tomorrow. 2:17.699 puts him 10th on the board and on the bubble. And
I'm
that.
gonna go switch rooms here.
All right, no
I will
problem.
catch y'all later.
All right, have a good one. All right, Progar heading back to do some track reporting for us. All right, now coming to the line is Ben. Ben is driver for the brand new AMG Motorsport. His owner, Aaron, here in the room. Tell us what you expect to see out of Ben, Aaron.
Very quick driver. Can work on a tiny bit of braking, I think. Car tends to dance a bit under the brakes. Even I know that car does it too sometimes.
He's shown quickness. He won. He won a one of the sprint races in the preseason in the LMP cars, LMP3s, Grand Am race, I believe.
Yeah.
And he has been very quick. It's like we were talking about when you were out there. It's a matter of we don't look for you to set the world on fire your first season, but with a season of data and a little bit of experience from having run some long races, I have no doubt you guys are going to move up. This is a new team to watch on the rise. Making his way down through the dipper, down towards the bottom, getting to Forest Bend. Forest Elbow. Yeah, that sounds pretty. That's how Canada Corner got its name up in Road America. Canadian guy who kept wrecking it right there. We even have a name at a track that got that name in SCL. We had a corner at Suzuka back in the GT6 days called Razor Ridge. All right, Ben coming around to it.
Pulled up.
Let's see what he's got. If he's going to bump Rob out of the field. He does with a 6th fastest time, 2:10.562. Not bad at all. 2:10.562. Yeah, very respectable time. It's going to bump Rob out, puts Obi's 2:13.587 on the bubble as we switch over to Rosta. As Rosta comes down Conrad and gets ready to begin his hot lap. Rosta entering his 4th SCL season. Driver for, it's the only entry I see here tonight so far for Benson Speed Equipment, which is primarily a stock car team. But let's go ahead and get a, go ahead and let the cameras rotate around a little bit. As Rosta comes to the line to take the green flag, he's got O'Brien on deck behind him. Rosta, driver waiting to get into victory lane in the championship divisions, but he has been quick. He has a handful of podiums and top 5s. Knocking on the door. I would put Rosta, should he run the entire race, as a dark horse candidate here. Of course, and you have to have your situation with your co-driver worked out. How you're going to get your 30 laps out, when you're going to pit, what you're going to do with the co-driver. All that stuff's going to come in and be a key factor in this race. We saw it last season. Shano won, but it was very close. Yeah. 2:13.587 is the bubble, and Rosta's trying to get that as he comes down towards the dipper.
Fairly conservative through there. Well, mate, he had to break it there to stop it going.
Which is actually the smart thing to do. You're going to lose more if you hit the wall.
Yeah, but you'll be slowed down, comrade.
Yeah. Full speed through the chase.
telling guys all week, if you can roll it through that corner a lot faster and get onto it as soon as you get it in a straight line.
Griffins and Forest, I think, are the two most important turns.
Yeah.
For that very reason. You're on the longest straightaway. It's just like running on a speedway. You got to be at Indianapolis. You got to be quick at coming out of 2 and 4, so you're fast on the straightaway. It doesn't matter how hard you can go into 1 and 3 if you can't run smooth. And we get a time just out of it, 2:14.900. Wow, Obi's sweating it there, and that's going to put Rosta into at-large qualifying tomorrow. Just out of the top 10, unfortunately. All right, let's get back on to the next car out is O'Brien as he's getting ready to go through Murray's Corner and down to the start. O'Brien here for JME Motorsports, entering his 5th SCL season. He had his breakout last season. He won 5 races in the GT3 class, was the SCL Season 24 Camel GT3 champion, and he was also the winner at the 4 Hours of Le Mans for Season 24, and he is technically, since this is a Rolex Endurance Cup race, he is the defending champion, the SCL 24 Rolex Endurance Cup champion. So this is the first race of his title defense.
Yeah, I'll put him in the top 5.
O'Brien, he has been in the top 3 or 4 on the speed chart all week in practice. We definitely expect him. That finish, as we said last season at 4 Hours of Le Mans, was a perfect example of why, we at the SCL put ourselves up against anybody. They ran 4 hours, including 80 minutes of co-drivers, and it was 0.839 seconds between first and second at the finish, and it was 15 seconds from first to third after 4 hours.
Well, yeah, we were having so much fun, me, O'Brien, and Outcast the other day. We just were giggling all the way around the track, I think, like a girl. It's like we're just swapping paint, We'll scrape that a bit.
Yeah, you did. O'Brien's another driver, like myself in these races. He is not going to light you up in practice. He's not going to light you up in qualifying. He runs his fastest laps under race conditions when it counts. And he's one of those guys that'll frustrate. I've had so many of the rookie drivers tell me all the time, I ran with you in practice, I qualified right next to you, then you just drove away from me. And it's like, O'Brien's one of those guys. He's better in the race. If he puts up a halfway decent time here, then you know that he's a contender.
Yeah, well, if I was OBE, I'd be sweating.
I would be too, because I think this is going to bump him.
Oh, he crept around that corner a bit. Well, I still say it's fast time. Yeah, there
second, 207.
Yeah.
207.406.
Yeah, he's been fast all week.
That puts him second on the board, bumps Barron back to third. Shano's head is spinning right now.
Nah, he's not panicking.
No, he knows he's fast in the race. Meanwhile, Progar, who was in the booth with us before, still running as an independent. I am shocked he has not gotten a ride offer yet, mainly just because teams are full. But Progar, the independent, entering his fourth He might have, entering his 4th SCL season. He told me before the race he was still independent. But he's going to take the green flag. He's taking the green flag here. And he might be the last one I have on the board. We have a few names. Cat Guy might be a little late in running. It looks like I would estimate we're going to have 8 to 10 drivers tomorrow. Going for those final 5 spots. So it's going to, it's definitely going to be, up for grabs. But Progar now looking to bump Rita. 2:11.846 is the cutoff time.
Yeah. I don't think it's hurting him too bad at the moment. We'll see how he goes.
As we said, Progar just got to Australia today. He hadn't been at the track all week. Told me in the broadcast earlier before you guys were in here, when you guys were still trackside, he told me that he was expecting not to make it, and he said that tomorrow in practice and warm-up, he would shake the car down and get ready for at-large qualifying tomorrow. I anticipate him being one of the guys who can get in on at-large qualifying, but if he does not make, if he doesn't make it here right now, I would not be surprised. 2:11.846 of Rita St. James is the bubble time.
The big thing she needs at the moment is a bit of sweat to get the completely over being sick.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Don't sweat too much, otherwise your foot might slip off the brake and jam.
There you go. All right, here comes Progar through the chase. How he hits Murray's corner is going to tell us if he's going to bump Rita out of the field here.
That's the only corner I got right all day.
Looks like he's bringing it home, Progar. Oh, 2:11, 2:12.450, just out, just out of the top. He's the last one I have on my list, guys. So I am going to switch. We'll go back over there and talk to Rita and the gang. But as you're seeing it there on the broadcast, guys, let me get on my timings here, and we will give you the order as we have it now, as we have not yet officially called the session, but it will be here shortly, as it looks like Hossack from Apex Motorsport with a pole time of 2:06.723. Not far behind him is JME Motorsports O'Brien with a 2:07.406. Third is Baron von Stosch of Apex Motorsport, just about a second off. Fourth, the defending Bathurst 500 champion, Renaissance Racing Shano. Fifth is his Renaissance teammate, the rookie Flat Out 54, with a terrific run into fifth. CM Outcast for Apex Motorsport, the highest qualifying Apex driver, goes in sixth. As a matter of fact, those cars qualify sixth, seventh, and eighth pretty much on top of each other, with CM Outcast in sixth, Ben in seventh, and Aaron in eighth. Muttley is in ninth for Renaissance Racing with a steady run, and Rita St. James appears to be our final cutoff from JME Motorsports. There are a number of big names that we fully expect to see tomorrow in at-large qualifying. I know WKK is likely to be there, any number of people, so we're definitely going to see some more fast cars getting their way in. I'm going to jump back into the game room here, guys, and we'll start getting ready for the Legends of Bathurst here. Rob's about to hop back in with you, Rita. Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead.
So Dale the Whale had to go. F1 Racing Link is offline, and I don't know about Cat Guy.
Cat Guy hasn't showed up. That means that we're going to be able to call the session and set up the warm-up for the Legends of Bathurst race.
Okay.
So let me get back in there with you. I'll tell the guys what's up, and then we'll get the room ready. Good job, Rita.
Okay.
Just made it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know that I've just checked the Cat Guy is online, so I don't know why you want to do that.
Okay, hang on just a second. Let me... he does get a courtesy call, because we're not at the dead time yet. Let me invite him in here and see what he's doing. And I'll get off the air, and we'll get ready for those of you that are watching. We'll be back with the Legends of Bathurst here in a few moments, so hang tight.